Welcome, Ossie. Can you give us the latest on how Delilah is doing today?
Well, Delilah was just recently transported last night from a hospital in Ottawa to a hospital in Toronto where she's able to see a liver specialist. We don't really know what's going to happen next until after she gets her assessment from the specialist. But I was talking to some of her family earlier, and as you can imagine, being in critical condition and being transported by air from one hospital to another hospital hundreds of kilometers away, it wasn't really an easy experience. So last I heard, she was resting up from her trip, and the specialist is supposed to see her any moment now.
Any word about her being accepted for a transplant?
No, once again, we're just waiting on the word from this assessment, and then once we know, once her liver is assessed by the specialist, we'll be able to know that kind of thing. But everything is just waiting on the word of the assessment right now before we know how we can proceed and what's going to happen next with Delilah.
And you, along with many other friends, have been pushing a few campaigns, one for a legal fund, the other a petition for Delilah to be accepted as a liver candidate. How do you feel about the response?
Well, the response has been pretty overwhelming. Delilah has touched the lives of so many people in her work as an advocate for Indigenous people, working with missing and murdered Indigenous women. She is a land protector in Labrador. Delilah has gone on many speaking tours. She's an artist. She's touched so many people, and we knew that she was going to get this kind of response. It's almost like she's right there working with us, even though she's in the hospital bed, because she's touched so many people. They want to reach out and help her, and because it's just such a cruel and unfair situation that is just ridiculous that this one policy could kill the life of a 26-year-old woman whose family has already lost so much. So people have really stepped up. If you yourself are interested in helping out, visit helpdelilah.com. And you can find all the information about the GoFundMe and the petition right there, and any updates on her situation.
And there's been a lot of reaction to Delilah's case in regards to discrimination and oppression. How do you see Delilah's case being linked to colonial violence?
Well, Delilah's sister Loretta was murdered in 2014. It was devastating, as you can imagine, for her and her family. When Loretta died, Delilah began drinking heavily, and life was never the same for her. She really worked so hard to be an advocate, to speak out against violence against Indigenous women. And also in Labrador, we've just received our apology from Prime Minister Justin Trudeau about residential schools. And I know that many of Delilah's family members are residential school survivors. So all of these things compounded into the fact that has put Delilah into this position. And I also would like to reiterate that it is Tylenol, acetaminophen, that damaged Delilah's liver to the point of critical liver failure. It is not alcohol that has done that. She has had addictions in the past, which she's receiving treatment for. She was supposed to be in treatment this week. So Delilah was working very hard to stay clean and sober.
Right.
And we think that this is a punitive policy, and it should be struck down.
Okay. Ossie, just one last question. Any idea when that assessment will be done?
As soon as possible. We're hoping that it should be seen today, and if not today, I know that this is a bit of a process. I don't know how fast these types of things work, but we're hoping to have some news today. If not today, then first thing tomorrow, we're hoping. So fingers crossed.
All right. All the best. Thanks for your time this afternoon, Ossie.
Thank you.